Welcome back to the second half of this tape-delayed version of the NJCAA here on LSP. Sam Feely alongside Adam Nelson with Said Vasugi on camera from Holyoke Community College in Holyoke, Mass. It's the semifinals of the Region 21 men's basketball tournament. Luis Reynoso doing Luis Reynoso things to kick things off.
Good start for Northern Essex. Like we said, everything they've thought about doing right today, they've done right. Really exactly how you wanted to start this game, start the second half.
Yep, Reynoso getting right up in Luis Garcia Martinez's grill there to deflect that one away. You know, Mass Bay keeps possession, but, you know, just second verse or whatever verse this is for Northern Essex this season, same as every other one. It's just, you know.
Yeah, and you can see Northern Essex right now, they're up 33, but you can see the look in their eyes right now. They're focused. They're not taking this thing, lightly by any means. They're coming out here looking for blood this half.
Yeah, exactly. And, you know, they're already more than halfway to a hundo. That pops out. Oh, my God. If that just dropped back into the net, just be emblematic of this entire game.
No, that's emblematic right there.
Here's
too,
another turnover transition bucket, exactly.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Really nice job defensively by Northern Essex. They just caused so much havoc. They're up in you all the time, just constant pressure.
One thing I am able to do while we're offline here, I am able to actually log on to YouTube and at least talk to the chat. So I'll at least get that. And I know people were asking me for a score update, and I gave them the halftime score. And we appreciate your patience, everybody. And just as Mass Bay gets their first field goal of the half, Northern Essex puts the 60 on the board. Another timeout. So 60-25, Northern Essex on top, and just 1:23 gone by here in the second half.
Again, Northern Essex doing Northern Essex things, just attacking the rim, scoring easily, and I really like the look in their eyes right now coming out for the second half. Like they're focused, they're on a mission, and they are ready to roll.
Drive by Garcia Martinez out to Randlet, and if Kenny Powers can't get going, who can, right?
He really got going that Bunker Hill game, right? Made 3 threes.
Career high 11 points and an upset win on the road. But
he had it going, and it'd be nice to see him get it going a little bit here today.
I mean, he's not immune. It's just you're riding high off of the massive buzzer beater 3 by Chris Rail Lithgow, and now just turns it over. Incoming! Edwin Salmon Baca.
Good finish. Mass Bay's got to settle down here a little bit, get something.
I mean, what can you get at this point that, I hear a lot of coaches and athletes, hate moral victories, but and it's not even a matter of a toxic attitude about, win at any cost. It's just that sometimes, you've put in all this work and, you just get absolutely swallowed by a team like Northern Essex, and it can be frustrating, and it can make you question yourself at times. But okay, so maybe Mass Bay's season ends here. You know what? You got a road tournament. You got back to the postseason. You got a road tournament win, and here you are. 2 games away from the national tournament.
No, it's a good point. I mean, it is. There's a lot of positive to Mass Bay's season, and a good win at Bunker Hill last week, and you got this far. You made it to the Final Four, but like you said, you knew what you're up against. 29-1, number 3 in the country.
I mean, how do you feel if you're any of the teams that played against Gonzaga and Baylor 2 years ago until they met in the national championship? I mean, UCLA almost unraveled all that, and then the biggest shot in Gonzaga history, that wasn't called by Gus Johnson, That was an absurd game, that Final Four game. Might have been a shot clock violation, but Northern Essex gets possession. We'll keep playing and we'll keep scoring as far as the Knights are concerned.
And like you said earlier, though, there's no moral victories necessarily, but you also don't want to roll over and play dead here. You want to fight here hard to the end, and at the end of the day, the score is what it is. But you want to kind of leave here with your head held high and know that you gave it your all. So,
but I mean, even Jeremiah Melendez, Luis Reynoso. Just the sheer depth, like how do you account for everyone, how good, like that'll mess up your game plan as the other team goes. If you've got all these guys who can give you different looks offensively. If you're Northern Essex, like how do you adjust your game plan? If you're coaching against them and it's just a rotating,
it's
cast
hard.
of characters, and you don't know how to.
It's hard. Right, and they're so deep, and you don't know who's going to get going on any given day. Some of these teams that aren't as deep, you got 2 or 3 guys that you can game plan for. But with Northern Essex, they just have so many guys that they run in and out. It really is hard to game plan for.
Like, Northern Essex isn't a team that you can game plan against, with the game plan being we're not going to let guy 1 or guy 2 beat us, because then they've got all these other guys who can still.
You've got guy 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 who can come in and get you.
So a game plan like that only works when you're facing a team that's, doesn't have a lot of depth, or is top heavy, might have a lot of, healthy players, but the talent is top heavy, so it doesn't work that way against a team like Northern Essex. Case in point, transition bucket again.
Yeah, I would like to see the stats after this one, just to see how many points in transition Northern Essex has. Yeah. I mean, they've really made a living at just getting this ball out and going.
What a fool I was to think that running up the fouls on Northern Essex was going to give Mass Bay an iota that lives down the street from a chance in this game, right? 70-27, just 5 minutes into the second half.
Yeah, that didn't factor into anything here so far.
Oh, absolutely not. You make your free throws, you're going to win a good number of games, but not against a team like this. And Lithgow airballs the 3, and it'll go back to Northern Essex.
Just trying to get 40-plus points back in one shot. But they do. So I don't believe that Mass Bay's made a 3 all day.
I don't think so. No, and it took them a while. And it took them a while just to get their first field goal too. Yeah. Out of their first 9 points, I think only one of them was on a field goal. And this is a team that it's one of the better 3-point shooting teams too in Region 21 and in all of Division 3. You got guys like Segura and Lithgow who can light it up from 3. Every one of your players can stretch the floor too. Yep. But you don't. And it's not to say that Mass Bay is a team that lives and dies by the 3, but
no, but you got to make some.
You got to make some. You got to.
Did we get one?
Nope. I mean, again, can't knock the hustle by Segura as Melendez with the alley-oop layup. No, you can't knock the hustle by Segura trying to get back in the play defensively and deflect a pass, but.
Interesting by Northern Essex here already. They've got some starters out now. I wonder if they'll keep them out the rest of the way, knowing they got to play tomorrow now at this point.
I have a hard time seeing Reynoso seeing another minute in this game.
I would agree. Sam Mbaka just came out. And someone else is coming now. They got a sub at the table. Melendez coming out, so that's 3 starters out already. And kind of roll with the other guys for the last 13, 14 minutes here, knowing they do have a championship game to play tomorrow. I
mean, maybe that is your moral victory there. Seeing Segura, down 45, still trying to get back into the play defensively in transition. And, the effort's there, unfortunately, what do you do?
Just not your day today if you're Mass Bay.
Hat rims out. They've come close a couple times.
Yeah, and these are actually, good shots that they make during the season. You've seen enough games. They'll make these.
Yeah, absolutely. It's not like they're bad looks or
No.
even they're even, terribly contested or forced or anything, as they'll be stuck back by Cunningham. But, sometimes the shots don't fall. And, maybe you can take solace in the fact that, if you're Mass Bay, you don't have a game tomorrow and you don't have to think, oh, God, are we going to have the yips tomorrow? Well, guess what? You have 8 months to get over the yips and come back. Everyone's undefeated in November, and we'll try and make a run at a regional title in 2023-24.
Yeah, it's good experience for Mass Bay to be here. They'll have a bunch of returning guys and can say, yep, we've played in a regional Final Four. We know what it's like. You gain some experience. But you still have to finish this one strong. There's a lot of time left.
Yeah, I mean,
it's nice to see Coach Darren Stratton over there from Northern Essex. His team's up 50, and he's still working his butt off coaching these guys in the game. And that's, he's a really, really, really good coach. It's nice to see what he's done with this program, and it's nice to see him still coaching his butt off right now.
Mm-hmm.
Good look by Lithgow.
Ranlett with the
go.
three. Now,
first one of the day, only fitting that Jack Ranlett hits it after the performance he put on at Bunker Hill.
Kenny
nice
Powers is our hero. If he can't do it, nobody can.
Nice
right?
to see him knock one down. Nice to see Mass Bay knock one down.
It would just be that kind of game for Mass Bay if Pacey made that one in response. Oh, emphatic rejection from behind by Cunningham.
Nice Euro step by Lithgow to get to the basket, but boy, oh boy, what a block coming in from behind.
Andujar's in the game. And, I mean, no sense in, running out Taylor, too. I see him on the bench with a ice pack on his right knee. I mean,
it looks like he's done.
I guess better an ice pack than street clothes and crutches,
yes.
right?
Yeah. Looks like he's done for the day, and probably not a bad idea at this point.
Yeah, it's hard to take a loss like this, to close out your season too. Like, you want to close out your season, competitive and fight till the end. But unfortunately, you're down 46. Hidalgo with a head fake. Hidalgo, his story has been phenomenal. Played his freshman year, then took a couple years off because of COVID, and gets the finishing up his eligibility. And obviously, not the taste you want in your mouth to close out your JUCO career, but Hidalgo was a contributor all year after that bit of adversity too.
He did. He had a nice year for Mass Bay. Did a lot. Can rebound, score inside, can step outside, make a three. So a nice final year for Daniel Hidalgo.
Yeah. Lawson. We're about to hit the halfway mark of this second half. Andujar, look at Ranlett trying to celebrate a potential three-pointer for Andujar, and North Essex will not respond. And I mean, you like to see that for Andujar too.
Yep. Some guys that don't play a lot of minutes for Mass Bay.
I mean, he's a freshman. We'll see if he gets. We'll see what his stuff will look like as a sophomore.
Yeah, nice to see him come back.
Same with Ranlett, but unfortunately, this is the end of the line for Lewis and Daniel and Chris. But you get Artem back, you get Lawson back, you get Taylor back next year, healthy.
Yep. Yep. No, it helps. They've got a really nice nucleus coming back, and you can hopefully add some bodies and build off what happened this year.
Yeah, God West is in street clothes too on the bench too.
Yep,
You know,
yep.
but he's a freshman too. He'll be back, and
Yep. No, a lot of injuries hit Mass Bay, but again, to go 15-11 and to make it this far, it's something good to build on. And obviously today not going the way they wanted it to. But
look at Andujar with the steal, picking off that passing lane. Drive by Lithgow and lay it up.
But again, if you're going to go out and you're going to go out with a score like this, hey, they are the number 3 team in the country. They are number 1 in the region. They are 29-1 and it's for a reason. They're a good team. So nothing to hang your head about. But you still, like I said, you got to finish this out strong.
Cunningham loses the handle, steal by Segura. Outlet pass to Lithgow, saves it from going out of bounds and throws it off of Pacey. It'll remain with the Bucks.
Yeah, good heads-up play, led him a little bit too much, but was able to keep possession for the Bucks. Good smart play by Lithgow.
78-34, 9:04 to go, second half. Driving the layup. Nope.
Missed a lot of those today.
Cunningham with the layup. I feel like Cunningham could have a double-double just in the second half.
Yeah, he looks pretty good right now.
Cunningham's a what?
Referee James Slattery, a veteran official, throwing candy at us right now in the middle of the game. It actually looks pretty good. I might eat it, Sam. As Sam takes it away from me.
I'm waiting for the CSI special effects to kick in as I inspect this. What appears to be a breath mint.
It appears to be a breath. We'll go with breath mint.
I mean, to be fair, I could use it too, but I need to. This is the time of year where I got to stock up on Halls, or other cough drops, because I'm not a tea drinker. All the play-by-play and public address announcers and everyone else who uses their voice talents.
Yeah, it's good for your voice. It's good for your throat.
But I've never liked hot drinks.
What about coffee?
Same.
Wow.
Not coffee, not hot chocolate. Dude, I'm born and raised in Massachusetts. I drink iced coffee when it's 40 below. All right.
A true New Englander right there. That's how New Englanders roll.
Actually, that's a lie. I haven't drank coffee in 3 years.
Well. Well.
I mean, but can you blame me though? Because it's not even that I can't have caffeine anymore after the big awful last year. It's just that everything I used to get from various coffee shops I no longer can, and I've had success making cold brew at home, but I don't drink coffee enough to warrant making the kind of the amount that you have to in the recipes I see, and then it just goes bad by the time I can drink it all, and it's just not worth it.
I hear you.
Artem Segura to the line for 2.
Well, I tell you, I'm a big coffee fan, Sam. As you can see, I've got my extra large from Dunkin' Donuts here. I do 1 in the morning and 1 in the afternoon. It's tradition. It's ritual. It's a habit. Not a bad habit. No sugar, just skim milk. As healthy as you can get.
Mm-hmm. But to be fair, I never would have gotten through high school without tumble there by Lapata, but it doesn't matter as he's bailed out by Ashen Ventola with that long two. Look pretty close to the corner, but he'll get 2 there. And Northern Essex, I'm sure, has nothing to complain about here. And Lawson, well, he had kind of a glide there. It could have been a travel. He gets a blocking foul, and then it also could have sunk too, but didn't get the favorable bounce. So Lawson to the line for 2. And again, here we are with the fouls, climbing for Northern Essex, and that it means absolutely nothing.
That would be correct. On another day, maybe it comes into play, and it is a good
on another
good
day
advantage.
against another team.
Yep. And it's a good advantage for Mass Bay, but not today. It really does not matter.
when you're in a situation where you're facing a team that has racked up a bunch of fouls, and there's a long two by Angel Herrera. When you're facing a team that has racked up a lot of fouls and foul trouble, your first thought to try and exploit that and try to pull away is to attack inside, because that's where the bulk of your free throws, that's where the bulk of the plays that result in free throws come from. I mean, there's a reason Karl Malone is the one who's made the most free throws in NBA history. But I don't think this isn't a spot where this is a spot though for Santiago to sink that one. But Mass Bay doesn't have the size advantage really to exploit that against Northern Essex, and not a lot of teams at this level do, alas. Because what do you do? Send Lewis down there?
Yeah, you can't. No.
Like he's about the same height. Now, as Reynoso. Reynoso doesn't tower over him, but Reynoso's just such a bigger guy.
Right, and Lewis is more of a wing. What do they call him? A stretch four now.
Stretch four and everything. Yeah. But because he's basically the tallest player on your roster, that's why you have him at the 5 if you're Mass Bay.
Nice take by Lawson.
And that's the other thing I noticed about in recent years. I mean, you look at Northern Essex, having a lot of Turkish players on their roster. Front iron, no good, but great job by Lithgow getting that one in bounds. But that's the other thing about European players of when you think of the European players who have had success in the NBA, they're almost all 4s and 5s. Sabonis, Nowitzki, etc. And the reason for that is because in most European countries, if you have that kind of athletic talent and you're not 6'8", 6'9", 6'10", or whatever, your focus is usually going to be soccer. Although Dirk Nowitzki almost became a professional tennis player before he committed to basketball as Lithgow. Oh, was that a foul?
He got fouled to go to the line.
But and only now are we seeing guys like Luka Doncic absolutely tear it up. Most European athletes of Luka Doncic's height would focus on soccer. Remember, Leo Messi is shorter than me, okay? So seventh foul, by the way, on Northern Essex, so 1-1 the rest of the way. For Mass Bay as Lithgow sinks 2, 89-47.
Northern Essex going deep into their bench right now. Good chance to get some of these guys a little bit of burn here. But also a nice chance, Mass Bay still has starters out there. They have no choice. So hopefully, a nice way maybe them to claw back in, finish this strong the last 4 minutes, 10 seconds. And, leave here with something.
I mean, one thing you don't want to do is be doubled up as a final scorer.
That would be correct.
And I'm not talking about that high school game in Oklahoma that finished 4-2 because Oklahoma high school basketball doesn't have a
shot clock.
It's
embarrassing.
I know,
Completely
right?
embarrassing.
I mean, if it was something done by the teams and the coaches to make a point, kudos to them, certainly. But
it's a shame that this day and age that some coaches in non-shot clock states will take advantage of it and pound the ball, and it's too bad. It's too bad for the kids.
Well, Lawson got the steal, but then I guess Lawson out of bounds is going to go back to Northern Essex. We're going to have a 30-second timeout called by Northern Essex, it looks like.
By Northern Essex? Yeah.
All right.
We say, yeah.
Prolonged call there, I think. All right. LSP is the live event specialist, asking about taping, streaming, or announcing your next sports game, gaming tournament, wedding, concert, recital, play, meeting, or other event. Rates start just $150. Email samfeelypbp@gmail.com for more information. Roxbury and Quincy next. What are we going to look at for
It's going to be a heck of a game. I mean, Roxbury, has two of the better guards in the region. Quincy is pretty deep. He said they just upset Quincy. I think that's going to be a heck of a game. It's going to be a dogfight. Two really good teams looking to move on to tomorrow.
3:33 to go. Second half, Northern Essex. This is going to be win number 30 for them?
This is going to be win number 30. They're
Win
29-1 right now. Win number 30. That's a lot of wins.
A lot of wins, and
only one loss.
The corner Lithgow for 3. No.
Just
has not been there. Nothing's been there.
Again, and correct me if I'm wrong, but Randlett's 3 is the only 3.
Only 3
for the Bucks on the day.
Yeah.
Yeah. And again, it's a team.
I mean, threes aren't everything,
No, but you got to make a few.
A few months, before, LeBron James passed Kareem for the all-time NBA scoring record. He liked to make the point that for close to 40 years, Kareem was the NBA's all-time leading scorer, and he only ever made 1 3-pointer in his career.
That's right. So, that's right. They are not everything, but when you shoot as many of them, you do want to make some. It helps.
Mike Diaz with the hoop and the harm, and will go the line for a 3-point play. Is going to bring Lewis back onto the court here, and Lithgow will grab a seat. And if you're in a situation like this where you got at this level, of course, sophomores, and you have and it's going to be their last game. If you're a coach and it's your player's last game with the school, what do you do in this situation? Do you want those players on the court at the end, or do you want to? If you're the losing team, that is.
Yep. No, that's a good question. But you know what? You'd still want to maybe take them out with about a minute to go, just to get them a little bit of an ovation, shake their hand, give them a hug, tell them great career.
Maybe a little different in a neutral site game, of course.
Yeah, maybe, but you'd still want to give them that recognition, or at least, when I was coaching, I'd like them to come out, give them a hug, and tell them
Obviously, Coach Jones over at Bunker Hill didn't know that'll be out of bounds. He stepped on the sideline there. Ventola launching that 3. Obviously, Coach Jones didn't have that option in the game last week because it was down to the wire. But
unreal ending last week.
Oh my God, just absolutely just absurd game there. I don't remember the last time I've done a buzzer beater for the win on play-by-play. I've done maybe one PA, I think. It's just
Yeah, they don't happen very often.
Which is why it's so exciting,
Absolutely. Oh, it's a great shot.
Oh, we got a charge there on Segura.
Yeah, that's a good call, and he's done that a couple times today, where he just puts his shoulder down and tries to create some contact. And, not a terrible idea, but you gotta attack the rim straight up and down. Can't put that shoulder down.
We have an update on the CCRI women's game there. I think they were playing for the women's tournament in general. Obviously moved to CCRI. Did you get any updates on that?
I have not seen any scores yet.
I know they are live on the CCRI YouTube channel over there. But we have an offensive foul on Northern Essex, so we go back the other way.
Yeah, nice to see. 2 minutes to go in a blowout, and Jack Randlett's out there taking charges, and that's nice to see. Good job by Jack Randlett. Still playing to the end, doesn't care what the score is. That is nice to see.
See if we can get an update on the from the CCRI YouTube channel. I mean, it is streaming right now, and I think the game's actually started at noon, so it actually might be done.
Yeah, I think the games were 12-2 down there today.
Yeah, they were scheduled for the same times they would have been here.
Correct.
Out of bounds with 1:38 to go, and we'll go back to Northern Essex.
Well, Mass Bay's season will come to a close, but like we've said, pretty successful season, going 15-11, finishing 5th in the region, making it to the regional semifinals. You know, nothing to hang their heads about. And you know, hopefully, we've talked about that buzzer beater at Bunker Hill. Hopefully, they can keep that one fresh in their minds as a good.
And I mean,
good game.
Lithgow is a sophomore too. You know, you know what a highlight. You know, in the penultimate game of your
exactly.
Mass Bay
and hopefully he'll play somewhere next year, and it'll be fun to watch him wherever he winds
There were
up.
a number of MASCAC scouts at that game too.
Yep. And you got a bunch of guys here today too, which is nice to see. You got a bunch of four-year colleges in the building, and you know, four good Region 21 games. So guys should be here.
4 games?
4 teams.
I was going to say, I heard 4 games. Wait.
I probably said 4 games. 4 teams.
Wait, do we have a consolation game now? I mean, the more games, the better. You know, who doesn't like more basketball?
No, I'm with
right?
you. Listen, I'm with you. I'd be all for a consolation game. Actually, give these guys another chance to play.
Greg Duran with the deuce there, the sophomore, gets on the board. 45 seconds left. Probably going to be the last possession for Mass Bay.
Yeah, see if they can finish it here. Something positive.
Randlet, spot up 3. He has
there
both threes this game.
That would be a
for
positive.
Mass Bay.
That would be a positive way for them to end it on a Jack Randlet 3. Nice to see it. They will get the ball back here.
Oh yeah, actually 4.5 second difference between the shot and game clock. So let's see if Northern Essex can get someone else in the scorebook. Here is a 3 front iron, no good by Diaz. Weak side rebound, and Duhar's got it, and they might try to get one more.
See if they can find Randlet again, make another 3.
Oh, he's camping out there in the corner.
Oh, he wants it.
Give it to him. Now Lewis, offensive foul.
Yeah, he just put his head down, tried to get to the basket. And can't blame him. You know, with the score the way it is, you want to get there. It's frustration. You want to score, but that'll do it.
Yep. 6.3 to go. Northern Essex, 30-1 with a 93-54 win over Mass Bay. They will wait the winner of the next game here on LSP, and it will be Roxbury and Quincy, number 3 Roxbury and number 7 Quincy. And we'll see if we can get that game live. If not, you know, well, why am I even saying this? If it's going to be on demand, you know, how would you know? All right. 93-54, Northern Essex defeats Mass Bay. Mass Bay finishes the season 15-12. Northern Essex is now 31 and 1 win away from a Region 21 men's basketball championship. Adam, your final thoughts?
Yeah, hey, listen, Northern Essex came out here today and did what they wanted to do. You know, they made a statement. They put it on Mass Bay in the first half. They defended. They attacked the rim. They came out in the second half, in the first 5 minutes, really just put the game away, rested some starters, and they're ready to go tomorrow. And they are as dangerous as a team as anybody right now. So they looking forward to seeing them tomorrow in the finals.
All right, with that said, this has been a presentation of LSP, serving Greater Boston student athletes and beyond for over a decade. Copyright 2023, unauthorized redistribution. If any portion of this broadcast without the express written permission of LSP or the NJCAA is strictly prohibited. A reminder that you can sponsor LSP content for as little as $25 per ad, or hire us to tape, stream, or announce your next sports game, gaming tournament, wedding, concert, recital, play, meeting, or other event. For just $150, you can email samfeelypbp@gmail.com for more information. And you can order a DVD or digital copy of this or most past LSP video broadcasts, or some of our exclusive merchandise at lsp37.creator-spring.com, and follow and support us on the web, Facebook, PayPal, Creator Spring, Ko-Fi, LSP37, and of course subscribe to this here YouTube channel. Once again, the final score from the Bartley Center at Holyoke Community College in Holyoke, Mass. It is the Northern Essex Knights 93 and the Mass Bay Buccaneers 54. For Adam Nelson and Saeed Vasugi, my name is Sam Feely, reminding you forever and always, freelance isn't free. Thanks for tuning in. We will see you in just a little bit for Roxbury and Quincy.